Alright guys, this is going to finish off where we left the 10.1 notes in class on February 21st. But if you want to use a two-proportion z-test, what you can do is go to Menu, 6, which is your Statistics button. You should be very familiar. 7, Stat Test, and then 6, two-proportion z-test. So this is how we do our significance test on there. So remember, if you do this on your calculator, you need to make sure to include the following on your free response on the actual test itself. You need to name the procedure. Which is the two-proportion z-test. You need to give the test statistics. So what is the z value that you found, okay? And then you need to draw your distribution. You need to shade the appropriate regions. So if it was a less than, then you shade the lower portion. If it's a greater than, the above portion. If it's a two-tailed that does not equal, you shade both sides. You need to state your p-value, and this is what you need to do in the do. So you still need to do your state, your plan, and your conclude the same as you know how to do. All right? So you can do inference for experiments. So you use the same variable for success, but your proportions are based on the different treatments. So is yawning contagious? An experiment that used 50 volunteer adults as subjects. Researchers randomly assigned 34 subjects to get a yawn seed and 16 subjects to get no yawn seed. The researchers randomly compared the proportion of people in the two groups who yawned. So P1 would be the true proportion of people who yawn given yawn seed. And P2 is the true proportion of people who yawn when not given yawn seed. So most experiments use recruited volunteers. So this is why you see those sleep study billboards and stuff like that. When subjects are not randomly selected, researchers cannot generalize the results of the experiment to some larger population. Researchers can draw cause and effect, though. Conclusions that apply to people who look like those who took part in the experiment. So if it is people that are doing a sleep study, then they can generalize it to people that say that they have issues with sleep or whatever is the case. So unless the experimental units are randomly selected, we do not need to check the 10% condition. Okay, because it has to do with the experimental design. All right, and so you would go ahead and try out the cholesterol and heart attacks problem. If you would like a little extra practice, there might be a little bonus if you try this and get this correct. So, good luck.